I understand from what was said earlier that the commission had nothing to do with the request to promote this. It was solely the town manager's initiative. Is that correct?
I wasn't consulted.
Well, who's responsible? I mean, doesn't he have to be responsible to somebody to initiate something like that? How does that work? I mean, he can go ahead and do anything he likes in that case.
I'll let him respond.
I did, it wasn't my idea, it was something that we talked about at the staff level. I did consult with all members of the commission to tell them what I was doing. So it was not done in a vacuum. They were well aware of the process that I was going to follow.
So the commission was aware of this?
Well, actually,
is that what you're saying?
The correction is what the commission did was the commission participated in the process. You know, the letters went out, the letters were signed. I didn't sign the letter. I didn't participate because I objected.
Yeah, you like my 3-year-old when he was a kid. I said, who did that? I don't know. I wasn't here. Where did, you know? But I mean, who approved it?
No, I'm saying that the manager is correct. The manager sent out information saying that he was going to do this. Okay? And the manager decided to go ahead and do it. Okay? And the manager basically, as far as, listen, in this city, the manager has as much power as any commissioner, maybe more. Okay? So, you know, if he decides he wants to do something, okay, and he talks to all the commissioners, and two object, okay, or one objects, that's not enough. You need 3 objectors. You know, remember, in this business, it takes 3 votes.
I just want to clarify how this all came about. Thank you.
Okay, next.
I'm not sure what you call that. I don't know the terminology. That's called the rainy day fund, or, you know, that money that's unallocated. I'm not sure what the terminology is. Excuse me?
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted. Okay, but that, the other question I have is, are the reserves part of the unrestricted funds? Can I get an answer to that immediately?
Right now. Here it comes. Go ahead, Gary.
Are the reserves part of the unrestricted funds, number 1?
I'm not sure I understand the question. Are the reserves
part of the unrestricted fund?
How about if I help you with the question? How much money does the town have right now that could be applied to the community center project?
No, that's not the question, because I need to know, what I want to know is how much, we need to have reserves. We need to have enough reserves in case of an emergency, and that's extremely important. That money can't be touched. So with that money aside, and we need to know what that figure is first.
Okay,
then
the answer to your question is, because I'm just going to say that, and he can confirm it, but I'm going to try to say it faster. And here comes Marty, who's the financial guy.
Okay.
I understand that we have $6.7 million, and Gary, you correct me if I'm wrong, that are unrestricted funds.
That's not correct, Mr. Mayor. The number would be closer to 5 million.
Okay.
Is that more than 5 or less than 5?
Why was I told, hang on a second, why was I told this afternoon that it was 6.7?
You asked the question this afternoon of whether we took out the commitment to the acquisition of the 96th Street Park, would we have another 1.7 million?
Okay.
That brings it to about 6.7.
There you go. So, that was my question. We've got priorities questions to answer too. What the manager just said to you was that they've already earmarked $1.7 million to buy the house over on Bay Drive to create a museum.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so, and again, that is something that needs to be discussed, because if you read that as it is, then who's correct, there's about $5 million. Okay? If you add that money back in,
I understand.
then you're at 6.7. Go ahead.
Okay. So we have $6.7 million of unrestricted funds. Is, for instance, the reserves that we would need in case of emergency part of that 6.7?
Yes.
I have to correct you. I'm just going to say it's 5 million because 1.7 is committed towards the acquisition of this property. We have a grant opportunity out there. Our share of that is 1.7 million. So in my judgment, that is a commitment that we've made.
Okay. So now we have 5 million. So we have 5 million unrestricted. The reserves obviously have to come from that 5 million. What would that number be? What would be a conservative number to have in today's economy for this town to have in reserves?
You're asking my opinion?
Yes.
My professional opinion is that based on my experience and what I've learned, that we have at least, in my opinion, I'd like to have about 50% of the annual expenditures that are obligated for this town. I guess to add to the discussion tonight, though, I'd be willing to go to maybe closer to 30 to 35%. So that would free up about $2 million, and that's the most I would recommend that this commission use tonight for a dedicated to a capital project of some kind.
Your recommendation tonight is that we use $2 million,
No more than $2 million.
no more than $2 million of our unrestricted funds toward a community center project.
That's correct.
Okay, so now we have the numbers out there, and we're talking about libraries, and we're talking about pools, and we're talking about second floors, and $2 million is where we need to start. And then we need to go to the professionals, and we need to say, guys, what can we do with $2 million? Unless there's going to be another bond referendum, which I'm not sure that's possible.
Let's put something else out there, because this is important. The manager, what the manager is saying is that he's decided that...
In his professional opinion.
In his professional opinion, no, I'm talking about the other issue. He's decided that he's going absolutely forward with the grant match. That's the house on Bay Drive. Okay?
I'll throw my 20% in with the manager